Alright, so these are my comic book pickups that I have received over my holiday / break. As you can tell, I got a lot, so let's go over them. First comic here is The Punisher #1 of 2099. Wolverine and the Punisher Part 1 of 3. The Punisher Warzone #1. The Punisher Warzone #2. The Punisher Warzone #3. Shadows of the Empire #2. I'm not much of a Star Trek collector, and I saw these for discount prices. These are variant covers, or maybe they aren't. I got them for $1. This Star Trek comic, and this annual Star Trek comic, The First Mission. I am not too familiar with Star Trek comics, so I'll probably start buying newer series that have recently came out. The Punisher 2099 Part 13. I have #1 through 12, and this is going to be my 13th one. Also, for a tip, if you are getting the Punisher 2099 series, a really good comic to have 2 issues of is The Punisher #9 that has a poster in it. The Punisher Origin of Microchip Part 1 of 2. Annual Part 2 of the Von Strucker Gambit, The Punisher, a 64-page annual. And now I'm mostly finished all of my Punisher comics and 2 Star Trek comics. I'm gonna go on to, I believe the rest. Yes, the rest are all Spider-Man. So this is Web of Spider-Man #4. The Spectacular Spider-Man #1, issue 112. This one's pretty interesting because it has Santa Claus with a cigar, with sunglasses, holding a gun. And I've never quite seen a comic book with such a cover. And the lettering here says, "You better watch out." So I saw that, I thought it was pretty interesting, so I had to pick it up. The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 117. The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 118. The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 120. The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 121. And Maximum Carnage begins here. Now this, if you look at my video, I'll have a description of it below. It's my desk. This was from that, but this I also got along with these other comics. So I'm counting it in the lot, as well as my Shadows of the Empire, which is also on my desk. And yeah, like I said before, I'm trying to get the whole series of Maximum Carnage. I have issue 1, which is not really, but it's in the Unlimited. I believe there's a Maximum Carnage Part 1 comic, but I only have the Unlimited so far version. And here's Maximum Carnage Part 4 of 14. Oh, and I have one extra, The Punisher. This also appeared on my desk. The Punisher Armory, Volume 1. So yeah. Along with comics, I also got various paperbacks. I got this bad. Along with my comic books, I also got 4 paperbacks. Here we have Star Wars Vader's Quest. This was an interesting story. It's not one of my favorite paperbacks of Star Wars. It's okay. I didn't find it all that great, but it's okay. It's a quick read, and it's overall it's okay. It's not one of my favorite Star Wars stories. Here we have Star Wars Rebellion, Volume 1. Now, when I first bought this, I wanted to buy it because I read the back, and I flipped through it a little bit, and I thought it would give me more of an insight on Imperial life, because I kind of think it's cool when they talk about Imperials and how their job goes and everything. But this one doesn't do that much, and I was a little disappointed. It was okay, and it was a good read. But if you're gonna pick this up because you want to know more about Imperial life and everything like that, I wouldn't do that. I did, however, find Star Wars Rebellion Volume 2 a lot better than Volume 1. So this is definitely the volume 1. If you're gonna get Star Wars Rebellion, get volume 1 to read volume 2, because volume 2 is pretty good. The last paperback I got from this week was Venom, and I found this to be really good. I really liked it. It was full of action and pretty well drawn art. If you're a fan of the Marvel Universe / Spider-Man / Venom, I definitely recommend checking this out, and it's really quite good. Along with comic books, I also purchased some figures, and I'm going to start off from smallest to biggest. Here I purchased a Star Wars Gentle Giant mini bust-up for $5.99, I believe. It is a pretty neat figure, and I definitely recommend checking them out. They're really cool. This is the Clone Trooper. Another Gentle Giant figure I got was this Greedo. However, I did not like it as much because it looks really different than it does on the artwork, on the box. And as you can see, I don't know if it's just my figure, but you can kind of see the little ball joint neck right here. And I didn't like it all too much. It's still cool, but it just doesn't look as good as it does on the box. Now, any anime fans that are watching this will automatically know what this is. This is Al from Full Metal Alchemist. He is a little plush figure here, and he comes with this suction cup that you can put on a desk or pretty much anything that'll stick, like this. And he will stick. No, he doesn't stick to. Oh yeah, here you go. But he does stick to this desk, and I assume anything that's has a surface that's not that slippery and you can easily stick onto. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay on that much. After around 5 minutes, it will lose its suction and drop to the ground. But overall, it's really cool. I believe I also got this for $5.99. I also purchased this really neat B-Wing Rebel Fighter for $6.99. This is from 1984. And if you look on my video on my desk, you will see this figure, also from 1984. And I'm trying to get a collection of vintage figures going on. So, yeah. This is in pretty good condition. And this is an overall really cool figure. The last figure I purchased, and the last thing I purchased for my comic book pickups, is this really cool Anakin Skywalker Expanding Universe Edition. Now, if you've ever seen the cartoon series that came out in 2003, they were these short 2-minute clips that came on. He was in the 2nd season, I believe. Now this is really cool because I only got it for $4.99, and also the neat thing is I remember watching this cartoon series and it was awesome, and this has a little bit of sentimental value because I remember watching this and I was a huge fan of it. And I remember, I believe it was on Friday nights, and even though they were 2 minutes, I would just absolutely love watching these. These were awesome to watch, this little cartoon. And I believe they're one of the best Star Wars animated series that's out there. So if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend watching it. It is really quite good. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably get a second one, because this one is a little bit damaged in the front here. So I'll probably open this one when I buy a second one. I'll buy a second one that's in near mint condition, and I'll open this one. But until then, I'll keep this packaged. So until next time, guys, hasta luego.